little Chonk. So little Chonk, that's this knife here. And so I bought 5 knives from RoseCraft because they gave me a discount on up to 5 knives. So I got my 5 knives. And I said, I'd like to put them on my channel if you don't mind. Of course, I was in Atlanta, 2022. Everything was RoseCraft. I mean, the banners at the pit, you know, where everybody meets and greets and drinks and laughs and talks about the day and stuff. There were coasters. This is not a coaster, but there were coasters or RoseCraft at the bar. I mean, they had, and what's on the other side of this? Baby, you got swag? No, you got swags. Okay. So, and there you go. Be sharp, stay sharp, and RoseCraft. Whew. And then they got some traditional knives. Have you looked at that? So RoseCraftBlades.com. Okay? That's the advertising they're going to get. Oh, I did a video while I was there. The guy was very nice and showed me a lot of their knives and stuff. But none of them were for sale. And I couldn't bring any back from the show. So now I can because they're for sale and they're on their site. And so you've got this, the little Chonk, you got the Pocket Monster, you got stuff that got scattered all over in here. Here's one of them. What the hell is this? Oh, yeah, this is the Alenta. Wrote on the box because they don't put the name on the box. This is the Alenta. Okay. These are not terribly expensive knives, by the way. And I akin them to like CJRB because I think Artisan may be the OEM on these, but I don't know for sure. It's because a lot of them have AR RPM 9 blade steel, and they also sell the Swags Milea CJRB Milea on their site. So, and here's Swags. She's getting swaggy with the deep carry pocket clip. And this is the Barra. And I put the price. Hell, there's nothing. This, if you can read the Barra code, then you're in good shape. But I can't, so I've scribbled on them. And so this is interesting because, you know, it comes in handy. You could have an emergency. I need to open this Corona post haste. Stat. We could lose him. And so, you know, what is that, Snoop Dogg? You can make it easy or you could take it easy. So this is for Snoop right here. We're gonna get him one of these Barra. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And interesting. I mean, the guy goes, I'm taking that off. Because the knife itself is real handy and kind of interesting blade, all that kind of stuff. But you may not want the toolbox on the end. This is the little Chonk. Okay, so the little Chonk comes in Lunium, okay, for $58.99. And it comes in red, G10, for $58.99, okay. And I'll give you the link to RoseCraft.com, all that. It's Hawkins Rose is the designer. It's a 7-inch overall length knife, 3-inch blade, Warncliffe, stone wash, ceramic bearings, all that kind of stuff. And this is D2, by the way. D2. Okay. So they're hiding that RPM 9. They call it RPM now, 9. But they do it on the other knives. But no, this one, Mr. Chonk is going D2, and Chonk is a chonk. It's a chunk of change. And we'll take one of them apart, whichever one needs more droppiness. This one's more droppy, actually, than the red is. So we'll probably take the red one apart. Aluminum. So let's see the difference. Let's see the difference in the weight between the G10 and the aluminum. You can get it in red G10. You can get it in aluminum, and I think that's it. There's your steel liners in here. There's your standoffs. deep carry pocket clip, right or left hand, kind of open design here. A lot of room to put a lanyard in. Flipper, no jimping, ambidextrous thumb studs. You can kick it open that way. But the blade's not real big, but the knife is relatively heavy. It's 167 grams. Kept thinking this was close to 6 ounces. Yeah, it's 5.9 ounces on the G10 one. Yeah, 6.5 on the aluminum. Let's flip this over, okay. Wow. That's another ½ ounce heavier on the aluminum at 183, almost 184 ounces. So, what do you think? 6.5 ounces, 5.9. But I like the design. I like the design. When I saw this on their table, I go, I need to know more about this. Now, they're a liner lock, obviously steel liners, D2 blades, ambidextrous thumb studs, flipper tabs. The fact that the flipper tab is canted backwards, kind of, it's like, you know, you can just push it out and it doesn't. I mean, you got to get kind of a little bit aggressive to flip it open. It would have been better had this been straight up or maybe canted forward to where you got a little bit more runway to get the plane off the ground. Because, see what I'm saying? Now you can tell I'm kind of using a little bit of wrist or really racing down the runway there. Hold on, come on. Racing down the runway here after takeoff to kind of give it that extra, see what I'm saying? Because, yeah, there's not a lot of drop on this flipper tab before it gets flush with this, with the top here, okay? So you don't have a lot of momentum that you're building with that flipper tab to get that thing pushed out. So you got to give it a little bit more oomph. But you can do it. You can do it. What do you think about carrying around a 6-ounce knife that's got a 3-inch blade on it? I know, you're excited. I know. Can't hardly hide your 77, 78 millimeter overall length. 7 inches is it, okay? And 17.5 centimeters. Now, chunky monkey time, man. Whew. Wow, 16.8, 0.66 of an inch. I mean, it may be little, but it's a chonk, that's for sure. 14.14, 3.6 millimeter blade stock. Now, this one feels lighter. It definitely feels lighter. Yeah, still, yeah. 0.65. Yeah, 0.14 at 3.6 millimeter. Yeah. So, will they cut anything? Okay. Next. Hold on, you gotta touch the paper first. Okay. You know, I'm not blown away. It's not, okay. I mean, this one's a little sharper actually than the other. But it's standard factory sharpness. It's nothing, it's nothing, outlandishly scary sharp. And which one was the red? This is the red G10. This is the aluminum. But no, not scary sharp. But it's about standard factory sharpness. What do you think? Interesting. I like the design. That's what drew me in. I can get all my fingers on here, just barely. If you've got bigger hands, you might have issues. There's really no go forward position here. It's just a little cutaway for sharpening, which you can do, okay? Fit and finish is about par for the course for, most budget knives in here. There's, these are steel liners, of course, and I don't know. Maybe a little bit less refined than some budget knives, because most budget knives have a skeletonized liner, and these, for all intents and purposes, really need to be skeletonized because you need to save all the weight you can. These are just heavy. I mean, 6.5 ounces, seriously, for a 7-inch knife, 3-inch blade. So, I mean, obviously the point is not to be a gent carry. The point is not to be discreet carry. The point is probably to have a little tough guy, stubby, chunk working knife, okay? Because they're very inexpensive. So, you know, okay, I get that. There's your hookup. It's 40%, right? 40%. Let me see the hookup over here. Black, I can't hardly see that. That's about the same, I'd say. Thumb studs, interesting, aren't they? Are they steel or are they? And you know what? I don't know that you can take these off. They almost look aluminum to me. I don't think they're G10. I think they're probably aluminum, but then I wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah, they're not really magnetic like, I mean, this is a very strong 3M magnet. This is like way strong. But when I'm out here, I'm not feeling the pull as much as boom, then you get there. But this, I think those might be aluminum. I'm feeling the blade beyond it, but I think that's aluminum. Liners, definitely steel. Hardware, obviously steel. So, okay. I think these are aluminum. And they don't look to be removable. You can flick it open, middle finger flick. So, ergos, okay. Fit and finish, I don't know. I haven't decided really, except for the fact that when you see that you've got, these are not nested liners, so they're not real thin nested, so they do add weight, but they give you strength on your liner lock, etc. on that side. But then they could have skeletonized the top one. They could have actually done just a little bit on the bottom. Obviously, they got a little hole here, but that may be more for the action on the liner lock situation as well. So, okay. Other than that, the G10's grippy. It's decent. There's no gotchas or funky sharp edges or anything, and this is smooth and nice. So they're kind of like, okay. I mean, that's probably pretty much what I'd expect from a $50-something D2 flipper knife. All right. The aluminum, not as grippy and definitely heavier, but interesting that they did the red liners, and so it's kind of showy in that regard, but still did not skeletonize the liners. Got a nice little red accent with these liners. Kind of makes it pop. So, yeah. There's my balance point. And yes, this is pretty easy to disengage. As you can see, you know, you can do that. It's over the detent ball here. When that flipper tab hits you in the thumb, you got to kind of hang back a little bit because that flipper tab is pretty sizable. And drop, baby. I'm gonna mess with one of these, see if I can make them a little bit more guillotine-ish, because I think that's achievable. It's just, you know, sometimes factory tends to get a little, you know, not really adjusting for that kind of drop necessarily when they're doing the production run. Okay, let's see what we got here. Looks like we got a bunch of number 6s except the pivot. And I don't know if I need to come from the front or the back here. I don't know how these are set up. This is unscrewing, so let's just try it. Okay. There's your little collar around there, which is probably aluminum. Well, no, it's probably steel. Hold on. I was going to say it's probably aluminum, but maybe it's coated steel like the liners are. Well, it's not magnetic. Okay. The pivot screw is. That's not magnetic, so that may be aluminum. It's metal. It's not G10. Okay, so that's aluminum. Probably these are aluminum as well, since they're not magnetic. And you know what? To hell with that. I'm going to take this one for the number 6s. Okay. Now, okay, are we falling apart? Yes, we are. And what do we got? So, yeah, no skeletonizing on the liner. It to me, that just kind of seems like that should be, I mean, I've seen that being done on a $20 knife, you know, $30 knife. So this is $59. This is $60 knife. It's, I don't know. I think you should have done that myself. And not that it's going to make a huge difference in the weight, but okay. That is amazingly amazing. Look at this. Look at that stop. Whew. Almost 5 millimeters. Whew. That's something. And hold on. Let's come on. Get me off of here. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's heavy too. That feels heavy. That's 1.5 millimeter thick, but that feels heavy. Get out of there. Yeah. That adds a lot to the weight. Okay. Well, that and the fact that that blade stock is not exactly 3 millimeter stuff either, you know. There's your ceramic bearings, so I like them. And, okay. Yeah, pretty standard fare, although there's no sharp edges or anything. It seems like it's been done pretty well there. And then, okay, this is the back. So, okay, we do have a squared off pivot, which, okay, is coming through here, and that is a little squared off area. It's going to keep that from rotating, so it's a good thing I tried to take this apart from the front, which does not have a squared off area, so that's holding it in place from the back, which means, yeah, okay. Which means, yeah, I just happened to choose the right side when I took this apart. So, you know, this is definitely more drop shutty than it was when we started. So just some pivot adjustment, that kind of thing, will probably bring it around. Although if I'm looking for fidget factor, this wouldn't be the first knife. It wouldn't be the first 20 knives I'd go for. But it's, you know, I don't think that's the point. The point is to have an affordable, stubby little, and something that you can really use for, you know, work. Warncliffe, kind of a just really get after it knife. It's heavy duty enough, and you can get it in a very attractive aluminum as well. Take care, my friends. We love them knives. And you guys, stay sharp.